Scrappy people, Traci Reed here today, coming at you with a layout in my Life Crafted album using my brand new Weekender collection and some assists from some Cocoa Daisy bits and bobs, as well as some Citrus Twist stamps and some Color Cast Designs wood veneer. So, have you ever had a layout that annoyed you so much that you literally stopped scrapbooking for days, weeks, maybe even a month? I don't know exactly how long this layout sat on my desk untouched when it was nearly done, but it was over 2 weeks, and it prevented me from scrapbooking anything else during those 2 weeks. And what's funny is when I decided to get back in scrapbook, I spent 2 days scrapbooking, and this was actually the last layout that I worked on. So I think I did 6 or 7 other layouts before I finally picked this one up off of the desk and finished it, which is just hilarious to me. So there's nothing like inherently problematic about the layout. You can see it coming together. We went for a hike up to Alum Cave. I had a few photos that I wanted to scrapbook, as well as some larger photos of just like the hike itself. So you can see the actual photo of Alum Cave on the left hand side there, and then on the other side of the flip out is a photo of us on the motorcycle. So not inherently problematic, but just the way that I started putting this together just did not make sense to me in the moment. It just was like, what is even happening here? I don't have any space for anything. I don't know what I'm doing here. I tried to go with my normal sort of collage style when I have larger photos and when we've gone somewhere, and it just was not working for me. And it happens sometimes. It's totally normal. You can either start over. A lot of people will just start over. I've started over before, but in my case, it just caused a complete scrapper's block, and instead I just didn't scrapbook for weeks. Plus I was super busy, so there is that. I was working, but but still. All right, so I am trying to put this card on here in a way that you can read it, but it doesn't cover up too much of my photo. I I punched the holes so I would know if I was putting words over the holes, and I figured out how to put it down without putting words over the holes. Okay, we're good. Let's just leave that alone for a second. Now, this has been weeks and weeks since I have made this layout at this point, so I cannot give you an actual play-by-play. So we're gonna watch this together. So I do know that I went through all of the add-ons and all of the stickers for the Weekender kit. And if you haven't picked up the Weekender kit, it matches my Anywhere But Here collection perfectly. So I could have pulled out the Anywhere But Here stickers too, but I just wanted to, there's so many different stickers in the add-ons for Weekender that I just wanted to stick mainly to the Weekender collection. So I have the Off We Go add-on over there, as well as the I think We Were Here add-on. I'm not sure. All I see is, oh wait, Off We Go. But I've tried to keep them separate just so that I can put them back in the right bags when I've finished here. And I'm pulling out the icons and some word bits. Of course, I have a big old journal card, and that's what I always run into is I love words. We've talked about this before over here. I love words, and I end up putting too many words on things if I'm not careful. So I'm trying to make sure that I use a lot of icons as well as words, and also patterns, like with this tag here and that little snippet down there in the bottom. It's also a tag, but when you put it underneath there, it just looks like a fishtail. And of course, this camera. And above that, I have some sunglasses because I am wearing sunglasses, and it just seemed appropriate. And I also wanted this Born to Roam because I really feel like I'm one of those people that if I am trapped in the house for too long, if the weather's bad, or if life is just too busy to get outside and be in nature, or if it's winter or whatever, I get restless. I get a little bit insane. So Born to Roam seems right for me. Even if we're going somewhere fairly local, like Alum Cave is not that far away. It's far enough for us to get on the motorcycle and make a day of it. We love taking the motorcycle out, and he gets to drive the motorcycle, which is his thing, and I get to end up at a waterfall or a cave or some kind of hike, and it's win-win. We both win. I like being on the back of the motorcycle, but of course the motorcycle is his thing. He adores it. So when we do this, I get to be happy and he gets to be happy. But now you can see that I'm pulling in some Citrus Twist Kits stamps. This is from their new stamp release. It is called, oh goodness, let me look. It's called the Travel Light stamp, and it has a ton of cool icons on it that I wanted to use on this page. Obviously, I don't need too many words. I've got lots of words going on, and I've got lots of stickers. But I love that curvy road because we always try to find the curviest road possible, and this is a photo on a curvy road. And then on the inside, I'm going to use a couple more stamps, or at least one more. Oh no, I'm going to use one more stamp off of this sheet, and then I will use one of the new alphabets as well. So I'm pulling out some Cocoa Daisy enamel dots. Of course, I have a huge stash after being on their team for a million years, and I am just going to put them right here to anchor this title. I felt like it was floating, and I think really that this is where this started falling apart for me as far as mentally. I did that, all of that on that front page, and I just was like, what is happening here? And it's just for no particular reason. It doesn't look bad. I just was fried, I think, more than anything else. So here's another one of those Citrus Twist Travel Light stamps. I loved the idea of the compass being the center of the geotag. The geotag on that Traveler's Notebook signature is meant for journaling, so that's where I'm going to put my journaling eventually, but I'm also going to put my title here too, and it's just going to say Alum Cave. So I pulled out my stamp platform so that I can just sort these and put them where they need to go, and then stamp them all as one piece. It took me quite a while to get them where they needed to be, but I eventually did it. New stamps are so sticky, which of course is what you want, but I also cannot move them around without them sticking to my finger forever, so that's not helpful. I was having a hard time with this E because there is an enamel dot on the other side. I should have thought about that in advance. I will just make it work. I'm going to pull all these off, re-ink it, and then, I don't know. How do I make this work? I just keep doing it? No, that's not going to work. I just ink the bottom of it. I take it off and ink the bottom of it and hope and pray, and it worked out well. All right, so now it says Alum Cave, and this is literally where the video changes. This is weeks later. That's where I left it. And I wanted to include this film strip of like wildlife that we saw. There was a squirrel that was not afraid of us, a snake literally at my feet, and these really pretty flowers that Patrick was really kind of obsessed with. It was kind of cute. So I wanted to include all of those. I'm just going to create a pocket in my photo to hide them so that you can pull them out, something interactive, which you know I like to do. This whole spread is pretty interactive. So I'm using an X-Acto knife and a Cocoa Daisy ruler to create a slit in this page. And I use such thick photo paper that it takes me quite an effort to get that hole in there. And I'm going to slide this in, and then on the back, I'm going to create guardrails so that it doesn't slip and slide around. But first I'm going to put this here. I'm going to use it as the pull tab. And I'm going to staple it because who knows why. I just decided to staple it, probably because there wasn't enough area for real adhesive. And I like the way that I didn't want to adhere down the arrow part of that tag because it goes over the pocket. You'll see when I flip it back around. It goes over the pocket and kind of makes it sit there perfectly. So that's probably why I didn't use adhesive. Okay, I've created the guardrails, and when I attach this to whatever page comes before it in my album, I will do it with those guardrails so that it has rails to slide in and out of. Here is some old Color Cast Designs wood veneer that I pulled out of my stash. They're just kind of travel-y wood veneers. So, and I also have that sticker that I pulled from Citrus Twist that says Travelog. And then these arrows from Cocoa Daisy that are just old chipboard in my stash. And I'm getting close to done here. I think I'm gonna add some more enamel dots. No, yeah, I think I add some more enamel dots. But I like those arrows. I like the way that everything's starting to get framed in and it feels like less like I just stuck things down and more like an actual page. So I'm framing that wood veneer bit like I framed the title on the front. And I think this is about done. I'm gonna add in my journaling off camera and call it good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you haven't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. There's a link to the Weekender collection in the description box below. And tell me in the comments, what was the longest you went on scrap hiatus just because you've lost your mojo? All right, thank you.